Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles, Legend of Zelda Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. I am ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me as always I have Nether playing Renji Vox.
A pleasure.
I have Alvarans playing Hikan Sio.
Hello.
I have Zaiden Shari being played by Rubber Pirate.
Hi there.
And I have Max being played by Keystrith.
Hello.
So, friends, what happened last time?
Last time on Hyrule Chronicles, the Storm's Eye had just fought the Lionel that had been terrorizing the western Hyrule countryside, and now head to the Belblin encampment from where Belblins have been harassing King's Ward and the Sarkosa Port main road. There, they see how a challenge of leadership is swiftly handled by an older Belblin called Rokar, a general in the encampment, that's the word, who takes the time to speak with the Storm's Eye. He doesn't seem particularly keen on continuing the civil war on the side of the rebelling villages to the west, and tells the group what he knows about the state of affairs on that side of the conflict. Apparently, the rebelling side has uncovered a giant metal construct and are bringing it to Maidos village, which is being turned into a fortress, with Vestal village becoming more of a forward operating base than a village for people to live in, which most people have now mostly traveled to Maidos as well. In exchange, the Storm's Eye allows the Belblins to travel north in order to help secure Sarkosa or even help with reconstruction there. Sharing this information with Lady Risha, who was planning on traveling to King's Ward to take stock of the Civil War as well, they travel west, with their negotiations concluded. From there, they travel to Vestal village, and during travel, they use the Harp of the Goddess to speed up the passage of time, so that they arrive there under cover of night. As Max provides overwatch flying up high, Zaiden, Hikan, and Renji sneak into the town invisibly. They find an old tavern that ostensibly is used as a makeshift headquarters. Without the guards noticing, Hikan finds records of a magical find to the north of Vestal, one capable of powering the project in Maidos. Taking the records, Hikan heads out, and as they regroup, they head over to the dig site that Max had spotted from the air. And throughout all their travels across these contested lands, they keep getting a strange, uneasy feeling and see spirits looking at them before they vanish.
Indeed. So it is that when Roll20 decides that it would like to let me do things.
Never.
It's one of those things.
There we go. There we are.
And suddenly there's no sound.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. That one will do. We rejoin our companions, journeying along the older, misused roads, heading north out of Vestal. Heading towards what appears to be a barrow of some kind, at least according to the notes provided, where a discovery was made. As it always had been for the past few days leading up to this. Oh, 1 second.
All right.
Oh, 1 moment, I'll just have to... Oh, darn it, it's not on there.
It happens.
There we go.
Oh, Artie's back, never mind.
Oh,
I was about to turn off your captions just in case there was anything...
no worries, it's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
Alright.
All good?
Yes, all good. Sorry, it was a thing I was anticipating trying to intercept before it happened, but apparently I've failed in that regard today.
I see. No worries at all.
It's fine. But yes, as it has been for the past few days, or since you got here in this region of Hyrule, the environment has been quite unnerving. A profound silence is all that you find, interrupted only by your own footsteps. Even within this darkness, the wind does not blow. There is no rustling of leaves. There is no movement of small animals going through the undergrowth. It is just darkness. This night, as you look up, you find that there are surprisingly few stars in the night sky, even though it was supposedly getting a little clearer. As you move along, what is your marching order for today? Are you all on foot, or are some of you flying? What is the plan in this act of moving towards this next location?
Good
I am
question.
continuing to be sky-based Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to make a joke that Max is Blizzard IP. I
No, it's I don't know if
XCOM
I don't know if you
mechanisms.
take enough of the diversity boxes.
Oh, yeah. There's that. I think. Let's see. We don't have our horses, so we're just traveling on foot or wing. Hikan, would you travel like further, or do you think you would keep pace?
I'd keep pace.
Okay, then we'll just walk along, I think, together. Sidon, do you have any other thoughts?
No.
I think I would take the rear.
Okay. Interesting. So, as you progress onwards, you do find bits and pieces of evidence of heavy foot traffic at the very least. As you move along this road, you find that there are parts where wagons and horses have been diverted from the road and head off into the wilderness surrounding the locale. At one point, as you journey onwards, you find laying haphazardly on the side of the road a disused shovel, just simply tossed to the side, in perfect working order, but otherwise just discarded, perhaps dropped on the way back. However, after about an hour and a half worth of walking, you do manage to find yourself close to this barrow, laying at the bottom of a basin in more marshy territory. Surrounding this small mound appears to be several standing stones. Haphazardly strewn about are shovels, pickaxes, wheelbarrows. A singular path that heads to the entrance of this barrow, where deep grooves in the dirt indicate the use of wagons to carry lots of things back and forth.
These standing stones, are they Sheikah standing stones?
They appear to be. They don't have any significant iconography on them. It's kind of like Stonehenge standing stones. They're just kind of like pillars of rock that have been arranged into little
Blocks.
arches. Yeah, blocks.
If there were ever features on them, they have long since been eroded.
Mm. Let me try and see if I can do something with them. I would like to cast Mending and see if I can make the relief on it a little bit more pronounced as it used to be.
Okay. Cast Mending. You do manage to find some iconography chiseled into the side of the stonework. More just a set of hieroglyphics, pictographs, old writing from a version of this kingdom long before any of your time.
The pictographs imply anything?
I would require a history roll if possible.
Sure. That is a natural 20 to start off the session.
Yeah.
29.
So with 29, as you analyze these pictures and maybe apply Mending to a few more things, because it's a cantrip, there's nothing stopping you.
It just takes time.
Yeah. You do find that a lot of the information here suggests that it's simply a set of images, perhaps seals and prayers dedicated to those who have been buried here. It doesn't necessarily seem to be a location of royalty, just perhaps a warrior of certain great esteem. You do note that a number of the bits and pieces of iconography suggest that the one who was buried here was capable of amassing great and destructive power within a short span of time. Though it's not clear exactly what they were capable of in their own way.
Like, is it written in a way like, here lies a person of like swift / explosive / powerful might, something like in that sense that I get this impression?
Because it's mostly pictographs, that's more or less what you're getting. It's like there's an image of someone who's holding something aloft, and there's the way that the stories kind of seem to write themselves. There are structures and great many peoples that stand before them, and then after they've done that bit, they're gone.
Does the pictograph for destructive power look like a Bombos medallion?
It's hard to say. It looks like they're holding something in their fist, but you can't exactly see what it is specifically.
Okay.
But does it ring a bell for Hikan?
Well, yeah, because I hold the thing aloft and cause great destructive power, but
It does have a similar ring to it in that regard.
It could be something else, but also it could be that.
That is fair.
I would like to investigate the tools that are left. Does it look like it was left after a shift, or does it look like it was left in a panic?
Give me an insight check.
Absolutely. Insight is 21.
Not bad.
It does appear that if there was the way that it's left about, it looks like they were that it was left behind in some form of great hurry, but what exactly is a different matter. It could be panic. It could just simply be that the people working here collectively had enough and just threw their tools aside and left. It's hard to say exactly what caused this, though.
It could be we found it. No need for these.
Yeah.
Is there are there shovels that are placed down into the ground and are standing up, or
There are a
'cause that
couple,
would-
yes, but
there's
some
a
of them have just
couple.
been laid down or are actually lying flat on the floor.
Yeah, because that does not, at least to me, indicate that they were left in a hurry or a panic.
Right.
You don't place them into the ground as a stake if you're panicking. So
Okay.
it seems more at least in my interpretation, seems more like they got what they came for and didn't have any need for this anymore. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I got.
Is there any sign of where they were digging? Any shapes in the ground?
It looked like most of the activity for digging probably took place inside the barrow itself. There is an open entrance to this mound that disappears into darkness.
Is it big enough for a person to go into?
Yes, it's about 10 feet wide and about 7 feet tall.
Well, they had people going down there to do work, so probably.
Fair. I will check the thing. I think Renji kind of starts walking in, grabs his rapier, and then realizes the weight of it. Turns. Does anyone have a torch?
You can't see in the dark.
I can, but it's better to have some light.
As you I'm guessing you're the first person to the entrance. I need to clarify. So I'm imagining that Renji is probably at the front next to the threshold of the entrance of this place.
Nice is probably near the back, looking and keeping an eye out in case someone showed up.
How far away would you say that would be?
10, 20 feet, somewhere between that.
Okay. Hikan?
Hikan's probably 5-10 feet away from Renji at the moment.
Zayden?
I guess in between Hikan and Max.
Okay. That's okay. So as Renji, you turn back and ask if anyone's got a torch of some kind. Behind you, with a series of snaps and clicks, a form dislodges itself from the wall beside you, covered in mud and roots, and as it pulls away, you can see this wooden mask over what appears to be a desiccated human form. And just as the people who can see this immediately would raise a hand or voice in order to alert you to this thing, it lets out a terrifying scream.
But I have a passive perception of 25. Oh,
Very,
no,
very
it's
sneaky.
already dead, isn't it?
He's
So-
sneaky.
It's already dead.
Don't worry about it. It's only DC 11. You'll be fine.
It's DC 11 depending on how far away you are. So, Renji, you are within 10 feet. So you take the full brunt of a DC 15 wisdom save. Hikan, DC 14. Zayden DC 14, Max DC 13.
So I'll have to roll a 5 or higher.
16.
I did. 24, 17, and 27.
Excellent. So I'm just going to just arrange this map real quick.
Yeah.
And then...
I just realized we haven't rested since the Lionel fight, so...
Haven't
No, we haven't.
Nope.
We've just kept going, and we even skipped some time.
Good news is I've only spent 4 spells in that time.
Did we do a
I have spent some spells.
We
We
had a
did
short
do a
rest,
short rest.
but
That's
sorcerers get basically nothing on a short rest.
I have
Don't you
regained
get-
1 spell slot.
Okay. So, where's my battle music? That one will do.
That's always the question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as this one redead screams, another one from the opposite wall pulls itself free out of the dirt and muck where it was being hidden, and jostles itself into position as the to effectively block your entrance to this barrow. Around you, you can hear more dirt being dislodged as other similar creatures, but clearly not redeads, pull themselves from the ground and stand up to arm themselves with effectively old mining tools and other things that they would have on hand. And as we are in this situation now, as I move to the camera on here so that everybody at home can see the full thing here, I'd like everybody to roll initiative, please.
Absolutely.
Fine, because you are so nicely. There you go. That is a 27 for Renji, 24 for Zayden, 13 for
13.
Hikan, and a 16 for Max.
Oh. Right.
As
Where's my
I know
things?
there's some people who listen on SoundCloud. Hi, people who listen on SoundCloud.
Hello, podcast people.
And
So
the party
read-
rolls a 2 for the
Something.
Redeads. And a
Cool.
21.
Oh
for the
my god.
other-
I rolled a bad guy who beat
Undeads?
somebody in initiative.
They might get
My
to do something.
goodness.
Oh no.
They might get to do a thing. Okay. So, we have, at the top of the order, we have Renji, followed by Zayden, followed by the Whites, followed by Max, followed by Hikan, followed by the Redeads. So, Renji, you're up first, Zayden on deck.
Right. I'm going to interpose myself here. At the very least, I'm going to make it so that the Redeads can't really come out and become even more annoying. I'm going to hit this one, the one right in front of me, with 2 strikes. So that first one is a... Oh, did that one?
Hasn't come up on
What's
120
roll?
yet.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Gotta refresh this.
Dice broke.
Dice broke.
Nice, bro.
Nice, broke. No.
No.
Eat them.
That reminds me, I need to put away all of my D10s from yesterday.
Okay, this is pretty odd. I'm just gonna roll on the 20 plus 14. That's a 32 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I'm going to add sneak attack to that. 1d10 plus 10 plus 5d6. That is 37 points of damage.
Okay.
I still don't know why it is not doing it. Second attack is a 28
Yep.
for 20 points of damage.
Okay. It still remains standing, as durable as these creatures are.
I just hope that it doesn't crash. Roll 20 for this, but if it's still standing, let me see for my bonus actions. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I'm just going to Hunter's Mark this one.
Okay, so the one you aren't target, the one you haven't stabbed a couple times.
Yes, that's correct.
Got it. I'll put on thing. There. Cool. Okay. Is that everything that you can do on your turn?
I'm not going to move any more, so yes.
Cool. Zayden.
Okay, Sidon will step down here, step down here. With a shake of his magic rod, he will cast a cone of cold, I believe hitting all of the ones on the right.
Okay. Okay. Kind of cold. So, Constitution saving throw. So we have 5 whites on the side who need to make a DC 19 Constitution saving throw. We'll start from the top, going down to the bottom. That's a pass. That's a fail. That's a pass. That's a fail. That's a fail. So, the one who passed only takes 15 cold damage. And then the ones who fail take the full 30. And then that one there. And that one there. Excellent. Okay. So that was movement and action. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I will enchant my stick.
Cool.
Magic stick.
Magic stick. All
I'd
right.
like to actually use it, but yeah.
So then it is the whites go. They are going to. Let's see. Just need to rename something real quick.
Uh-oh.
There we are. Just so it makes sense in context on the actual chat.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to all move up wherever they can in order to attack the ones on the right are going to move up to attack the guy who just hit them with a bunch of cold. So that would be 25 feet of movement, 15 feet of movement. Can't actually get in there, so they're going to. You'll slide through this standing stone and get to you. And then these guys are gonna. That one's gonna move up to here. This one can't actually get any closer, so he's going to use a dash action to get here. So we have 2 attacks against Zayden, 1 attack against Max, 1 attack against Renji. So we'll go from bottom to top. So that would be first one against Zayden. 18.
You're missing one. There's 2 against me.
No, I've got 2 against Zayden down here.
Bottom left one ran.
Oh, do they have reach?
That one did dash.
No,
Yeah.
does this one have reach?
He's standing right next to Zayden.
No, not on my screen, he isn't.
What?
Yeah.
He is
On
in...
my screen, Biden is here. Sorry.
Oh, interesting.
Wiggling again like that.
There he goes. Fix now. That was weird.
Very odd.
No worries. So, 18 against Zayden?
No.
Okay. 11 won't be against Zayden. 8 won't be against Max. And
You got your good roll on the initiative.
I got my good roll initiative. Flanking, yes, but
Look,
Our
If it
undead
hits, it
accomplishment
hits.
is enough to use initiative. Not initiative.
flanking
Flanking.
tactics.
yeah. That's
I'd
what
say apply it. It's reasonable.
Look, we do it.
I mean, it's not just about that. It's like you're distracted because you're being attacked from both sides. So that's sort of
Yeah.
why
Mm.
it works.
That's
Fair enough. Thankfully, it's only 11 slashing damage.
it's only 11 slashing damage.
Yeah. Like, it's as many as whites as there are here. It's not exactly going to be a situation where they're going to out DPS you.
No, like it's the overwhelming factor that might come into play. So
Yeah.
look, what I can do is use silvery barbs.
You can do. Would you like to?
No, not on this one.
Okay.
That's a fair natural 20. Good on you.
And the other whites will move in to also do the same. So there's one there. And as far as he can get, he's going to dash and squeeze past his buddy to get here. Then they were very far away, so they're going to dash into here. Then this one's going to. Well, they can actually get into melee with Renji again. Okay, so we have there was one more attack against Zayden, one attack against Hikan, one attack against Renji. Based on the ones who could move, the others had dashed and therefore can't.
Yep.
So from top to bottom, Zayden, a 6 isn't going to do it. Although a 20,
21.
would a 21?
Yeah. That does.
Okay, so it's 5 slashing damage from the 21. Then against Hikan, 18. I don't think that's going to
He's
hit.
not going to do it. No.
Okay. And then 21 against Renji.
21 does not hit.
Okay. And that'd be all the whites done. Max, you're up. Hikan, you're on deck.
Just gonna realize that being surrounded is a bad thing.
Not fun.
It's gonna like kind of grab the head of the one that swung at him and cast Chain Lightning at 8th level. Just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
It's 2 more. So yeah.
There we go. Okay. See, so we'll do deck saves for
make dex
those.
saves.
Yeah. Fail. Fail. Almost had it though. Fail. 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 Oh no, pass! He passed! He did
One
it!
of them pass.
One of them passed.
Plus, then none of those rolls mattered.
Yeah. So that'd be
That's
they're gone.
45,
They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. This one manages to live somehow. So the so you unleash your mighty arcane lightning.
Yeah, that guy's gonna wish he didn't live, so because quick as well. Good
Nice.
punch him.
Okay.
Punch him in the schnoz.
That is a hit. It's still not enough to take him down.
Oh, he's so very nearly dead.
So very nearly dead.
Wait, I still have tons of sorcery points.
Oh.
Empowered spell. I will roll the damage again. That's better.
Hey, yeah, that does finish him off. Yeah.
The 28. Punches him in the gut, sees he didn't die, pours more electricity in.
Yeah. Oh man.
And
Mhm.
since that has freed me up a bit, I'm just gonna fly up into the side here.
Okay.
At about 20 feet up.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
me done.
Okay. Then it's Hikan.
Hikan's going to use his action, even though it's less important now, but I want to use this because it's cool. So first thing I need to do is make a performance check. That's 16, which is just above what I need, and everyone is under the protection from evil and good spell because of the harp of the goddess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Renji, you have evasion, right?
I do. I keep forgetting,
Okay.
but I do.
So Hikan's going to go here, then here, so there's an attack of opportunity.
Okay. It's a disadvantage because of your effect.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Is not a hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I measure things out, I'm going to action surge. An ether medallion.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Go
So
to action surge and explode.
Now, I do not need to make the charisma saving throw because I have the harp of the goddess.
you are correct. You're fine. So that is 20-foot radius. Yep. So that'd be. Let's do the whites first. In fact, I'll take care of this one because even if he does save, he can't make it.
Renji, I'm sorry.
It's
That'd
okay.
be pass, fail. So with the failed one, they
Whoops.
are utterly annihilated. Oh dear.
So I take half.
You take half, which is still 31 points of lightning damage.
What's 31 points of damage between friends?
What's the voice damage with friends?
It's something that is going to make Max very upset.
Yeah.
I
Then
gave
we'll
you
do.
permission to use it. I didn't give you permission to hurt our friends with it.
Then we'll do the redeads. Let's see. I'm going to say that's the one that Renji's been beating up at this point in time. Is utterly annihilated.
Wonderful.
Although I should actually no, because even with their undead fortitude, there's no way they can save that. Their con mod isn't that big.
Nope.
And the other one, 4, taking the full 63, but it's still on its feet.
Okay. And then bonus action. Activate my astral self stuff. I'm just double checking. Oh yeah, so boom. So they need to make a DC 21 Dex saving throw or take 6 force damage.
Okay. So the redead can't pass that, so they take the full 6. Now still going. With the white, it will do gangbusters, and is it half damage or no damage?
No damage.
No damage. They are okay.
Would laugh if half of 6 was if 3 damage was enough to get it. That would make me laugh.
Okay, excellent. So with a flurry of power and a massive, the apocalyptic, thunderous boom, you scatter these undead creatures in every direction and buffet your dear companion, who in the cramped corridors is taken somewhat by surprise, but manages to, through their expert practice, weather most of the blow.
I took a calculated risk, but man, am I bad at math.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then it is the Soul Redead's turn. With no concept of running away. It is going to stumble forward in the attempt to try and grasp at you, Hikan. It's probably not going to hit, but it's going to try its best. 23?
Yep, that hits.
Wait,
17,
no,
you mean.
17.
Seven.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh,
that
wait,
is
no.
correct.
It is 23 because it's flanking
Because
with the
of
white.
it.
Oh,
Yep.
that's still
So,
enough.
Yep.
so 23 does indeed hit.
So you take 13 necrotic damage and are grappled as it
Okay.
stumbles forwards and with speed unbecoming of its form, like grasps onto the back of you and starts biting at the back of your neck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow, indeed.
And your soul is slowly devoured by the Redead. But you've got like 100 and something HP. It's going to be a while before it gets to the point where it becomes an actual problem. But that would
Question,
be... Yes.
would it have mattered if this Redead had 4 hit points more?
More?
What do you mean?
Because I rolled a d10 instead of a d8 for rapier attack.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It did have quite a chunk left over before it got exploded by the ether medallion. It's all good.
Fair enough. I just realized.
That's fine.
Oops.
It's all good. But yeah, that's the Redead's turn. Back to the top of the order. Renji with Zidon on deck.
Okay, so I am seeing that my friend Hikan is being attacked by this. Can I move in and to the back here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is enough space to do so. You're able to move in.
Let's see if it works now. Nope, still does not. Roll 3d20, keep highest. Plus 14.
That doesn't seem like it mathed.
Doesn't work.
I wonder if that's...
That
15,
also
29.
doesn't
29.
math.
No,
So
that
it is
you-
29, yeah.
Yeah.
So very odd.
Very odd indeed.
1d8 plus 10 plus 5d6. Keep highest 1. Thank you. For 29 points of damage.
That is way more than enough than you would need to... Hang on a second. Wait a sec. 5 plus the damage taken unless the damage is from radiant or from a critical hit. Okay, so 5, so that's 30. Yeah, that's not going to make it, so that's okay. Yep, that is more than enough than you would have needed. It is
Also, would
utterly
this one have
annihilated.
gotten an attack of opportunity?
Yes, it would have. Unless you did anything to disengage as a bonus action or anything like that.
I did not.
Okay, it will swing. And miss.
Okay, good. So I've used 10 foot of my movement, 20 foot, 30 foot, attack this one.
Okay.
Gonna do that again. Let's see, keep highest 1. That is a 28 for 17 points of damage.
That is more than enough to take this one down as well. You slice clean through it, and it falls apart in 2 pieces.
Excellent. Then I've moved 30 foot. I have 40 foot of movement because of panache, or actually no, fancy footwork. So I am going to run across to here and back up my friends.
Okay. Excellent. Alright, is that everything for your turn?
Nah, I'm gonna dash.
This is why I ask the question every time.
Are you intending to attack as well? Because
I cannot attack.
You're
I might be
blocking a
doing an
lot of
AoE there, so yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to be throwing a lot of AoEs. You might not want to do that.
I dashed.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I mean, we're not going to rely on your evasion to avoid the AoE.
No.
Max, does somebody want to be called a hypocrite when he yells at Hikan later?
I could give you advantage by flanking.
AoEs don't need it.
Nope.
Okay. If that's the case, then it moves on to Zayden.
Zayden will cast Tidal Wave, and in the interest of not messing with the rock, it'll be like down this alley.
Okay. I need to do dex saving throws. It's a fail and a fail. Both of them fail. The one that's directly in front of you is immediately mulched by the sheer force of water pushing it onwards. The other one seems to keep its cohesive form and is on a failed save, creature takes 48 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone.
Okay, and I don't have any disengage, but I will step away with it having disadvantage to attack.
Yeah. 7 doesn't hit. Okay. Right, if that's the case, then the white, on its turn, it's one remaining white, will spend half of its movement to stand. It will then use the remaining half of its movement to give chase.
Oh no. I should have gone
And
further.
we'll try and swing at you, still with disadvantage because you're under the effect of protection from evil and good.
Attack of opportunity from Max.
Max is
He's
fine.
Max is
Oh,
20
actually,
feet.
yeah,
20
never
feet
mind.
in the air.
Yep, I see.
19.
My attacks
My
don't do
AC
shit.
is 19.
Okay, so you take 8 points of slashing damage as he manages to strike you in the back. Oh, I should have been giving them 2 attacks every time. Never mind, too late now.
I know the
Fine.
feeling.
Okay, Max.
That's gonna fly down here. Land. Bite the Cane of Samaria to ignite his entire skull with electrical blue light. And cast Dragon's Breath. Grab this thing by the throat and just blast the entire thing into its face.
Okay.
By casting the spell at 6th level.
Okay. So he fails dex save. Even if he passed it, he probably would have died anyway. But he had to try at the very least. And his head is promptly disintegrated through the force of the lightning. And as the errant crackle of electricity that sits in the air, accompanying the smell of ozone, everything falls silent once again, and you are left by yourselves in front of the barrow.
Max, his head still glowing blue from within, just glares at Hikan and says, I said you could use it. I didn't say you could hurt our friends with it.
I walk over and just very loudly shout, "What are we talking about?
You.
What?"
Continue glaring.
What's the matter? Like, you look more
I'm
angry
gonna
than
hold a
usual.
hand up at you as if to say not now.
Okay. Weird.
The I think the only response that Hikan would have is when Renji failed is a wince. But it's not a stoicism or defiance type of uh, silence. It's just there's nothing to say. There's nothing that I can say.
Just this kind of power isn't good for people.
I'm just lip reading here because my ears are still ringing.
Yep.
I was like, I see. Max, it's fine. Just have a bit of ringing in my ear at the moment.
I'm gonna point at all the chars on your skin.
I start prestidigitating away like the dust.
You are
and,
physically injured. You
I
can't
know.
prestidigitate that away.
No, that's true. I'm not saying that I do that. I'm saying that like I'm prestidigitating away like some of the little bit of blood and just making myself a little more presentable than usual or than before. And
He's wounded, but now he's presentably wounded.
yes, rakishly wounded.
Yeah.
I think I will step closer to Max and say, I don't think we need to spend the effort.
You can't just say that all's well that ends well if someone else gets hurt. And what if it had been worse?
Then we'd have
You
to
saw
deal
what
with
it did to those guys, pointing at the undead that exploded.
I am not upset with Hikan. I know why he did it.
You all know the effort I've gone through to make sure I don't hurt you.
And even if you had, I wouldn't be upset either.
It's not the point.
It's the point I'm trying to make.
Just please be more careful.
I will do my best.
Like it's quite obvious that this is something that Max is having to
Mhm.
physically restrain something again in himself. Let's just get this place exploding. Get the fuck out of here.
I think Hikan and Zaiden would probably be able to see that Renji is putting up a brave face. It did hurt like hell.
Do you require any healing?
Maybe later. Thank you, though.
Do we want to go in now, or do we want to take a rest first?
Let's continue on.
Actually, I just realized since 3 of our party has taken damage, this is a perfect time to use this spell. Mass Cure Wounds!
Da-da-da-da. 21 points.
with the weaving of your magics, you're able to mend many of the wounds that have been taken, even the ones that had been taken from earlier in the day. Feel slightly more refreshed.
And as we feel more refreshed, Hikan will turn back to the entrance of the burrow and pull out the harp to begin playing the Ballad of the Goddess, just as a passive exploration activity.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait for everyone else to go in and bring up the rear.
Okay.
There's a moment where Renji waits for Max to pass by, but notices that he won't. And then I'll go in.
Yeah, you can hear him right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So it
He's
is
very
the-
much the artillery, so.
Yeah.
You venture into the barrow. As you do, it's, as said, 10 foot wide, 7 foot tall. Recent buttresses have been put in order to make sure that this mound of earth does not simply cave in on people as they continue to dig. Though that's effectively as much of a precaution as the people who came here were willing to perform. The walls themselves are simply that, dirt and soil. There's not really a surface by which any more pictographs can be made as you venture downwards, but you don't have to venture too far. After about 30 feet of twists and turns, haphazard corridors made either many centuries, perhaps millennia ago, by the people who constructed this burial mound, or by the new miners who had turned up in order to see if there was anything worthwhile, you do manage to find yourself into a singular chamber. Within the center is a kind of a burial altar. It's not so much a sarcophagus as it is just a stone slab where a body had been rested on top. What body was there has long since been desecrated. You can see that there's evidence of skeletal remains that have been tossed haphazardly in every direction. The skull is in one corner of this room, with only a few bones that are left on top of this stone slab. There were urns and other gifts and pots that have been used as part of this burial that have all since been smashed. It's a mess in here. So clearly whatever the people mining here were looking for, they have long since found it. Whether or not there were any other adverse effects for their desecration of this location has yet to be found.
I ask if we want to take some time here.
Max will set up by the door to keep watch.
We should see if we can find any clues about what it is that they got from here.
I will start meditating on the spell Detect Magic.
Okay. Do that. What's everybody else up to in terms of scouting this area around? I know Max said that they're keeping watch on the door.
Yep. Also, just watching out in the room because, like, bones can reanimate.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen.
I think Hikan is going to look through the shards of the pots to see if there's anything like pictures that he can put together that might detail aspects of his life, or to see if there's a way that he can identify the funerary rites given his Shadow Temple heritage.
Okay. Zayden?
I don't know.
Okay. If you need time to dwell on it, we could always cover what happens with Renji and Hikan, and then if you have an idea, can chime in again.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Renji, you meditate upon the usage of detect magic. Close your eyes and allow the arcane energies to form around your senses before you open them again, only to find that there isn't much in the way of magic that is in here. You can still feel that same ambient necromancy that seems to permeate the entire western part of Hyrule, at least for now, as well as the magic that your companions are utilizing at this moment, but nothing that stands out within this room itself. You can only imagine that whatever magics might have been used as part of the funerary rites here would probably long since faded, especially if someone was able to raid the place and suffer next to no ill effects. As for Hikan, I would like you to give me let's make it a perception check to identify pieces of effectively a puzzle and put them back together in the right order.
Okay, here we go. 21.
With the 21, you're able to find some of the shards of these pots. Ironically, if they were looking for something of value, chances are, if they left them in one piece, someone could probably fetch a decent fortune for things such as this, at least to an avid collector. With some assistance, you might be able to even put these pieces back together to restore the actual form of the urns and pots themselves. The images on the side followed some of the same sorts of artistic direction that comes with the pictographs that you had seen on the standing stones outside this place. Individuals drawn roughly, seeming to tell the tales of settlements and journeys long, long ago. All telling the same sort of story, that the person who was buried here was capable of great destruction, and whether or not they were praised or feared for it, it's hard to tell, at the very least in certain areas of these pictographs. One thing that does catch your eye, though, clearly, much more clearly than compared to the standing stones outside, you do recognize something within the scope of this of your reading of the Book of Medora. There's an ever-present symbol that seems to be presented. It appears to be 4 crescents all interlocked into something of a swirling pattern. You can only imagine that's the same symbol that is used to describe the Bombos medallion.
Hikan nods. It looks like they have the 3rd medallion.
Well, that is... Well, good news and bad news.
At least we know where it is then.
That's the good news.
Looks like what it does.
If I would remember, given the reading of it, that it generally creates explosions and fire.
Yeah.
So I will explain that that's what it does.
Yeah.
Where the other one was like earth and this one's like electricity. That one's fire and explosions.
Well,
Huh.
that's worse, because that can mess up my cape.
As if to prove a point,
Mm-hmm.
Max will walk up, run his back down the back of your cape, and make it all staticky. And therefore ruin it. And then just walk outside.
Somehow, this is worse than what you
You're
did.
just gonna keep walking.
Somehow.
I did tell you that his sense of humor was gonna suck.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, Hikan,
Mm-hmm.
you're fine, but could you give me a little more of a heads up next time you do that?
Hikan simply states, "It's fine. There won't be a next time like that."
No, like, seriously. It might be necessary.
Hikan makes a non-committal grunt.
Glad we had this talk. I walk over to Max.
You have to walk outside. He's gone outside.
I will walk over to Max outside. And I will say, now that my ears aren't ringing anymore. So, Hikan says he promises not to use it again. I think that is a foolish idea.
That is
But he
not
has-
what I said at all.
No, no,
And
no,
also,
no,
and
no.
also, Max says, "That's not what I said. I said to be careful."
I know. I have asked him to at least give me a heads up the next time he wants to use it that way. I know that's not what you want either. But this, what we've just been attacked by, these undead, this is going to be child's play compared to what we're going to experience. And I want to make sure we have every single weapon at our available that we can muster.
Look, I'm sorry I can't control my reactions to this shit, alright?
I understand. I'm not saying that it's you're not at fault here, okay? I'm trying to say that none of us are at fault here. I'm going to be fine.
There were other options, is what I'm getting at. He didn't have to explode everything. He could have done something else.
Maybe.
And it would have been just as effective. And wouldn't have hurt you. We've seen him do it before.
Mm-hmm. And if we hadn't gone through all of our trials and tribulations, that force probably would be as dangerous, if not more so, than what I experienced and when I was exploded and went unconscious and almost died. We
I
are
don't know
different.
how this is supposed to reassure me.
We are different. We are better. We are stronger now than before. It's kind of weird how much we've experienced and endured, and still are living and breathing.
It's
Do I need
not
to roll a will check
still-
to see if I realize that we're in a game?
This is Mesh is saying that's still not the point.
Okay.
I don't want any of you to hurt each other. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
This might be a bit of a weird question. Do you consider physical hurt and emotional hurt to be the same thing?
You were physically hurt.
Yes? That's not an answer to my question.
I don't know what the difference is, so. Shrug.
Okay. I do not consider Hikan lesser for having done that. Nor would I consider you any less of a friend and a companion if you were to do something that would cause physical harm upon me. Because I believe that you would do so only if you think it's the right thing at the time to
Renji,
accomplish our goals.
Renji, you don't have to talk for him. We're both perfectly capable of having a conversation with each other.
I was the person who got hurt. I can't say it's none of my business. And I suppose I'm kind of the talker of the group, so I believe I said my piece. I won't bother you with it anymore.
So we're going now.
I suppose so, if Sidon and Hikan are finished.
We turn around and they're right behind you.
I was gonna say,
of 25.
I was gonna say with the passive
Hi, hi,
perception.
yeah, this
of
guy-
You
20,
got exploded 5 minutes ago.
By height, this cannot be happening.
I was going to say with the passive perception of 20, Hikan was waiting until he heard the voices finish, because he's not sure if it's a private conversation before walking out.
I wasn't keeping my voice low.
Neither was Max.
As you exit from the barrow, back into the still night, what is your next plan of action? Are you going to find a place to rest? Or if you're not, where exactly are you headed?
To long rest at some point,
Yes,
please.
yes.
Ooh,
I would like to
I
get.
would like my spell slot.
Mm-hmm. I
I would
will
like-
ask Sidon if he has the capability of bringing us to Artermark via a tree nearby.
I do not have that trip prepared right now.
Ah,
I think we should head a little further west, so that way,
Uh-huh.
if people do come back here, we're not
You go like
right
True.
here,
yeah.
and then find a
go
place to
further.
rest.
somewhere in this direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay. So it is that you cautiously make your way through the wilderness out to the west. After a couple of hours still in the darkness, you find, with your passive survivals and perceptions and everything, you should be able to find a nice spot. You've been at this long enough where it's become second nature. Find a nice little rocky overhang, just in a location that is out of sight, even if it's difficult to see anything at this time of night. Set up a camp. Situate
I'll keep
yourself
first
down.
watch.
Okay. Okay. So, we have Renji on first watch. Who is watches? Who's doing what? Which watches and when?
I'll watch with Hikan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's the case. Sit yourself down. And you begin your evening watch. People on first watch, give me perception checks.
20.
25.
Nice. You sit and wait in the long, quiet dark. Your surroundings barely visible. With your passive perceptions, or with your perception rolls, I should say, your active perceptions, couple of things do catch your eye. First, upon a casual glance skyward, you see a star blink out. Then about half an hour later, another one goes. It's not a cataclysmic explosion or anything. It just disappears into the ever-expanding dark canvas of the night sky. Sometime later, you do see a sight that is at least recently familiar, one that you had seen on your way to meet a specific wizard. Over a nearby rolling hill, you see a series of different lights, all lighting up as if they were their own little cluster of stars, just with a slight green tinge to them. Collection of Poes. Though, unlike the Gerudo Desert, where these wandering nomad souls were forever wandering in a location where they got lost, this is a different circumstance. They all appear to be heading, from your general perception of it, north. Just away.
Towards the sea?
Yeah, Vice is gonna ask, what's in that direction?
Northwards is the sea. Like, northeast would be Sarkosa.
Are you heading to something or away?
It might. They might travel away from Midos.
Hmm.
This is very strange.
Yeah.
I also want to see the stars going out one by one. Can I discern if it's something that I see, like that we're seeing from like a great distance, or if it's something that is obscuring the space between the star and my sight?
With your perception of 25, it's a good question. I have an answer for you, but if you would like an additional answer, if you would like to give me either Arcana or if you have them, astrologer's tools.
I do not have those.
I can help with
I
Arcana.
have.
I will help with Arcana check.
I believe I have navigator's tools. Or no, I only have the proficiency. Never mind.
Oh.
So, Arcana it is.
With advantage because it's helping.
Okay. Then try that again. 23.
Okay. You, now that you're focused on it, you effectively pick a star
Mm-hmm.
and you watch it disappear. Its current position within the sky suggests that it would be very close to the moon, which you can see still. But whatever's obscuring the star, if there was something to obscure it, doesn't obscure the moon. No matter how long you watch and wait. It, like all the stars that disappeared before it, are still gone, even towards the latter half of your watch. The thing that ticks you at the moment, with the changing of everything else that you have thus far seen, everything feels dreadfully familiar. You've seen these characteristics before, the messing with time, the quiet, the long night. It's getting a lot like the Plane of Lament as time goes on. And with your 23 Arcana, it suddenly occurs to you the location by which you are currently in. While there have been many conflicts within the past of Hyrule, none have stretched on for so long that people have seemingly forgotten what started it. An eons-long war started and centered around the western part of Hyrule, the countless dead fighting for something that they do not understand anymore.
But
If there
causing
is-
more death.
Yeah, if there is any part of the country, the continent, where death is at its highest, it would be here.
Oh, I pray that we have enough time.
Definitely need to deal with this giant thing first.
Yeah,
Before that jackass gets his hands on it.
there is that, but Max, you remember the Plane of Lament?
Mm-hmm.
I think he is attempting to bring it here. And he is succeeding. Slowly but steadily.
Kind of like the opposite of what he was doing with Mazra.
Exactly. That might have been a test case. Let's pray the stars don't all wink out this night.
Once we're done with the giant, we should get back to Castletown as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask Zidon to prepare transport via plants.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the rest of your watch continues as you dwell on these thoughts. there anything you wanted to talk about before you pass your responsibility onto the other two?
I do want to ask Max if he's spotted anything significant, but I think we've discussed everything we've seen with our shared perception.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. That's the case. As your watch comes to a close, you rouse your companions and inform them of the developments.
And I do ask Silent to prepare a means of quick travel between here and Hyrule Castletown to get out as soon as we can.
Well, he didn't specify what means of quick travel. I wonder if there are any fairies I can summon that make us go fast.
As long as it can get us there fast, Max will consider it, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I've not been specific. And if that bites us in the ass, then I wonder why Zidon enjoys biting people in the ass. So
Zidon is not a genie, so you don't have to worry.
true. But he is an old man who is tricksy.
So, as our two new companions sit down for their watch, like perception checks, please.
Of course.
Ah,
21
Natural-
for me and natural 20 for Hikan.
For 30.
4:30. Okay. If Renji and Max had shared with you their discoveries before you started your watch, then
yes.
your perceptions would be more than enough to confirm these changes. As the night continues onward and more stars disappear from the night sky, you see more errant lanterns of Poes moving away from Western Hyrule in whatever direction can carry them. Still remains deathly quiet. Deathly still. Is there anything you'd like to talk about during the course of your watch?
I think Hikan's mostly quiet unless spoken to, playing the harp of the goddess, because we were told Poes were nearby.
Zidon will sit nearby and happily listen to the gentle harp playing.
Yeah. The watch carries on. You don't seem to see anything else untoward. Anything else out of the ordinary besides the things that have already been observed. As your watch comes to an end, you notice that despite how long it has been for the night and how long you have travelled, it's only just now starting to become dawn. At your best estimate, normally this would be about 10 in the morning, but it's still very dark. With the hue of the sky changing just a little bit to signal the morning as your companions rouse from their slumber.
Seeing this, I think I would like to inform Impa and Risha of this development.
Okay.
Mentioning that we're heading towards Midos at the moment, and that we've confirmed General Rakar's mention of, well, no, not General Rakar's mention, but the plans that we found in Vestal, speaking of a power source, that we have an idea of what it is and that we're heading to retrieve it.
The response you get from Risha is she sounds quite groggy. But she responds with, "I see. I'm already on my way to King's Ward. There are people in Sarkoza who have been given clear instructions to receive General Rakar when he arrives. The ships that have moved to see if they could intercept any attempt to escape from Cassandra have only left port last night. It might still be taking them a while to move down the coast to investigate properly. So be advised, if you do engage in Midos and Cassandra is there and attempts to escape, then be prepared to give chase if needs be. But I would rather you focus on whatever this weapon they have is, just for the sake of the safety of the people of Hyrule."
Understood.
As for Impa, it's a bit more concerned when you discuss the changes in the night and other things in regards to like the power source that have been found and everything. She says, "Right, okay, so it has been getting a lot darker here, that's for certain. I don't know if this extends all the way to the rest of the continent, at the very least.
Might be best to contact those in Zora's domain, as well as Death Mountain, to see if this effect is spreading. Kind of try and summarize what I believe it may be.
Okay, all right. We'll see if we can do that, but we don't have as speedy communication as with them as we do with you, so that might take some time.
Send a runner.
Even with a runner.
There is the slow computer between Death Mountain and Castletown.
That is true. That is true.
What a callback! Even I forgot that existed.
That's you, Alvin.
Hikan suggests that in Hikan's own way, but that does something that exists.
Yeah.
I repeat that as there is a mechanical method of communication between Hyrule Castletown and Death Mountain.
Okay, I'll speak to Dr. Crane on that one then.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I don't know what this means. Usually, from legends past, when things like this happen, they usually happen quite quickly, and we would know where exactly it was and who to send and what to deal with it. This is happening extremely slowly.
It may have been happening for years and years, and only now is it accelerating.
I don't know where.
Our enemy is playing a long game, but it is nearly at its end. We are going to do our best to retrieve that power source. Because we... It's part of Hikan's mission.
Hmm.
And once we genuinely, I'll have to ask here, do you want us to focus on finding out any information here, stopping the civil war, or making sure that whatever is coming, that Hyrule Castletown is best prepared for it?
Castletown can take care of itself, I think. At least in terms of general protections. I feel like, depending on how quickly this is going, if it is what you think it is, then the Civil War is not exactly going to matter much anymore when it properly starts.
Which is why I'm asking.
After you've gotten that power source, whatever it is, if you have the means to, come back to Castletown as soon as possible. If time is of the essence, however, then I would rather that you focus on dealing with whatever it is that's coming. Because you, like it or not, the four of you are the ones with the most experience when dealing with this thing. So I would want you to use your best judgment. We'll keep in touch as best we can, but if there's something that's preventing you from getting back to Castletown when you can, then I would rather you take care of the problem.
Understood.
And I think it goes without saying, be careful, please.
We'll do our best.
Okay. I'll try and keep this line open as much as I can. Keep everyone updated as best we can. Hopefully we'll get to the other side of this.
Hopefully. Yes.
Good luck, all of you.
You too. And I'll stow the sending stones. Are we all rested? Can we all press the button?
Yeah, you are all fully rested. You have gained the benefits of a long rest, returning all of your spell slots, your hit points, your hit dice, and whatever else you may have spent during the course of the previous day.
All right then.
So, friends.
What's our plan of attack?
Exactly.
We gotta get there first.
We do. Do we want to try and see if we can do the same thing as in Vestal Village? Go in by cover of night?
Let's go look at the place first.
Yeah, we have to assess if the fortress is impenetrable, or at least as close to it as we can get, as they could get.
We have our ways of getting in.
And see if we can find any hints to where Cassandra's at. See if there's any other players on the board over there. And see where they're keeping this weapon.
Fair points.
I might be able to do the same trick I did last time and give it a flyover without being seen.
Yeah, happy to make you invisible for that.
I can handle it.
Fair enough.
Okay. So it is. You break camp and you make your way to the southwest towards Midos village. I'm guessing it's going to be walking for the most part to conserve methods of expedient travel in case you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As the hours pass and the morning comes in properly, watching as the day begins in earnest and then is very quickly passing by. It's about, at least judging from the position of the sun, 2 in the afternoon by the time you arrive. Having gone over various uneven terrain and through small, plentiful forests, still within this odd quiet, this odd stillness. You don't even need to test your perception anymore to see the silhouettes that are at the peripherals of your vision. Just kind of watching clearly, facing eastward, back towards the center of Western Hyrule. As you maneuver further on, you crest a hill, and you find, just at the bottom of a valley, what was once a simple village, Midos, has now been transformed into a ramshackle fortification. Not necessarily a massive fort or citadel, though the walls that they have erected are very much of hewn stone. It's an impressive transformation in its own way. And it looks very well fortified. You can see, just flitting about in this area, dozens of armed soldiers and troops, all wearing the similar colours that you had seen in Vestal. At the base of the wall, there are spiked logs protruding outwards as if to protect from larger siege weapons or cavalry. The ground, the grass, once verdant in this area of Hyrule, much like it is in everywhere else in Hyrule Fields, has been trodden and like effectively kind of mowed away, almost as if like the entire ground has been utterly just destroyed in an attempt to create these fortifications. It's just mud and dirt. Plenty of tree stumps where there were once trees. And all the while it just kind of sits there waiting for an attack that they anticipate will be coming at any moment. And I think, time-wise, that's a good place to stop. And we'll have plenty of time to plan for the infiltration of Midos village.
And you were worried you didn't have enough stuff. We filled it with plenty of shit.
You did an admirable job. I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Character conflict for you.
Thank you for your character conflict. It's been delightful. I have been ArticulateT. I've been the Game Master. This has been Hyrule Chronicles: The Legend of Zelda D&D campaign. And with me, as always, I have had Nether playing Renji Vox.
I'm mediating.
I have had Avrdal playing Hikan Sio.
And I'll fucking do it again. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe not quite in the same way.
Oh, that sounded like Kermit.
I've had Robopar playing Sidon Shari.
Don't worry, Renji. I'll uncook your insides when he does it again.
Yay!
And I've had Keisha's playing Max.
It's not the point!
And we'll see all of you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.